to eat or drink, saying that she was his now, and he could do as he liked with her. And his manner was so violent, and he behaved all through his wedding in so mad and dreadful a manner, that Catherine trembled and went with him. He mounted her on a stumbling, lean old horse, and they journeyed by rough, muddy ways to Petruchio's house, he scolding and snarling all the way. She was terribly tired when she reached her new home, but Petruchio was determined that she should neither eat nor sleep that night, for he had made his mind up to teach his bad-tempered wife a lesson she would never forget. So he welcomed her kindly to his house, but when supper was served, he found fault with everything. The meat was burnt, he said, and ill-served, and he loved her far too much to let her eat anything but the best. At last Catherine, tired out with her journey, went supperless to bed. Then her husband, still telling her how he loved her and how anxious he was that she should sleep well, pulled her bed to pieces, throwing the pillows and bedclothes on the floor, so that she couldn't go to bed at all, and still kept growling and scolding at the servants, so that Kate might see how unbeautiful a thing ill temper was. The next day, too, Catherine's food was all found fault with, and caught away before she could touch a mouthful, and she was sick and giddy for want of sleep. Then she said to one of the servants, "I pray thee, go and get me some repast, I care not what." "What say you to a neat's food?" said the servant. Catherine said yes, eagerly, but the servant, who was in his master's secret, said he feared it wasn't good for hasty-tempered people. Would she like tripe? "Bring it me," said Catherine. "I don't think that is good for hasty-tempered people," said the servant. "What do you say to a dish of beef and mustard?" "I love it," said Kate, "but mustard is too hot." "Why, then the beef, and let the mustard go," cried Catherine, who was getting hungrier and hungrier. "No," said the servant, "you must have the mustard, or you get no beef from me." "Then," cried Catherine, losing patience, "let it be both, or one, or anything you like." "Then," said the servant, "the mustard without the beef." Then Catherine saw he was making fun of her, and boxed his ears. Just then Petruchio brought her some food, but she had scarcely begun to satisfy her hunger before he called for the tailor to bring her new clothes, and the table was cleared, leaving her still hungry. Catherine was pleased with the pretty new dress and cap that the tailor had made for her, but Petruchio found fault with everything, flung the cap and gown on the floor, vowing his dear wife shouldn't wear any such foolish things. "I will have them," cried Catherine. "All gentlewomen wear such caps as these." "When you are gentle, you shall have one too," he answered, "and not till then." When he had driven away the tailor with angry words, but privately asking his friend to see him paid, Petruchio said, "Come, Kate, let's go to your father's. Shabby as we are, for as the sun breaks through the darkest clouds, so owner appeareth in the meanest habit. It is about 7 o'clock now. We shall easily get there by dinner-time." "It's nearly 2," said Kate, but civilly enough, for she had grown to see that she couldn't bully her husband as she had done her father and her sister. "It's nearly 2, and it will be supper-time before we get there." "It shall be 7," said Petruchio obstinately. "Before I start, whatever I say or do or think, you do nothing but contradict. I won't go today, and before I do go, it shall be what o'clock I say it is." At last they started for her father's house. "Look at the moon," said he. "It's the sun," said Catherine, and indeed it was. "I say it is the moon. Contradicting again? It shall be sun or moon, or whatever I choose, or I won't take you to your father's." Then Catherine gave in, once and for all. "What you will have it named," she said, "it is, and so it shall be so for Catherine." And so it was, for from that moment Catherine felt that she had met her master, and never again showed her naughty tempers to him or anyone else. So they journeyed on to Baptista's house, and arriving there, they found all the folks keeping beer.